Hey YouTube, Gordon Miller here. Okay, so it's been a while since I've been on, but I wanted to get back and spend more time with you guys. And so I'm going to start posting a lot more information. I've been working on a book on the perfect pitch deck. And I posted a video early on about it. But now that we're up to about 10,000 submissions, and I've had a chance to go through all of those. I've replied to almost all of them. I think I have about 60 messages left to get to, and I'm going to try to get to those this week. But the important thing is that there's a common theme in all of these. There is a serious lack of understanding about what to present and how to present it, and that's something that I think that any investor needs to know, because it's definitely going to be a problem when you're trying to go for funding or when you're trying to get your product out there in front of folks. The biggest problem we see with all the submissions is that you folks really don't have a good understanding about what investors are looking for. Investors are looking usually not to save the world or have a better planet, or it's a great cause that helps millions of people. They're in it to make money, and you have got to show them, if you want their money, you have to show them how it is that they're going to put money into this and trust you to do something positive with it, and then have it come back multiple times over. The biggest thing that I run into, just in terms of general themes for the pitch deck so far, is most of you have no concept of the business model whatsoever. You don't even present how you're going to make money. You say, oh, there's 7 billion people in the world, and everybody's got to eat, so therefore that's 21 billion meals a day, and if you could charge $10 a meal, then you'd make 70 billion a day. Well, okay. Well, first of all, 90% of the planet lives on less than $10 a week in terms of food. So, and they're not going to be a candidate for buying something, even if it's $1 a day. So you have to be realistic about what it is. I'm so tired of reading proposals that don't conform to even just the basics. And so I'm working on a book right now with Sophia Ellis. She's editing stuff. We've provided her the first round of things already. We've got about a third of the book done. We're hoping to get it all done in time to get it to publishers before the holidays and get it out there. But I go step by step. I mean, there's right now there's about 14 or 15 chapters. It focuses on literally taking you one chapter at a time through each slide and what it is that you need to know, and what you're doing wrong. I'm trying not to use examples from anything that anybody sent me, but I'm creating samples that are indicative of those from other examples. I'm not using any of the stuff that people sent me and just using their slides, at least not without asking. Certainly some of you I may contact and say, hey, you had a really great slide for this. I'd really love to use it. I think it's one of the best I've ever seen. So if I do that, and I would certainly appreciate the opportunity for you to say, yeah, great, use it, thank you. We'll give you notations. We'll even link to to your items, and if your if your website's active, if you're still looking for funding, and we'll see what we can do about getting that in place. Not every great deal that came across my inbox is something that I ended up funding. I mean, I just don't have time. We are up to over 10,000 submissions now in over a year. It's been I started in December, and I think I made my request for reviewing ideas sometime in January of 2017. So this is March, so we're about 14, 15 months in, and people have told me, they go, Gordon, that number's bullshit. There's no way you got 10,000 submissions. There's no way you reviewed 10,000 submissions. There's no way you responded to 10,000 submissions, and they're wrong. I'll give you a quick breakdown. So there's 52 weeks a year. I take typically 2 weeks off, so that's 50 weeks out of that. If you take the thing and break it down, I end up with about 40 submissions a day. And so if you're looking at 5 days a week, which I get submissions 7 days a week, but we're talking about only 40 submissions for the entire week, for 40 submissions a day. And I've gotten easily that. I mean, I get sometimes, 10 an hour in some hours. So it really just depends on the day. I've gotten, 10, 15, 20 at a time, and then I've gone a day or two without one. But depending on if I'm posting something about it and people send me their stuff, or again, understand that the submissions include follow-ups and other things like that. So if I go back 2 or 3 times, the total number of submissions as opposed to the total number of responses, slightly different. But the idea here is that every response has had an opportunity to be able to provide more information about the deal. And so most of these deals are just woefully lacking in the right information. And so I want to correct that. I want to give you the tools that you need to be able to do that. And the book is going to be able to go through in more detail than we can do here in the videos. Now, I am going to make the videos as we finish the chapters. I'm going to make the videos associated with that, and I'm going to put them for private links for people that buy the book. And so what we'll do is we'll have an opportunity for everybody to register the fact that they bought the book and verify that they've got the book, and then we'll give them the access to the videos for that. So that's something that we want to make sure people have an opportunity to do, because I know, somebody had said to me, why don't you just give them an example so they can give you what you want? And I said, I don't want to do that because I want to see what they do. And now that I've done almost 1.5 years of seeing what you guys come up with, it wasn't a huge waste of my time. It was a huge education. I mean, I would have to go to Harvard for 4 years in order to be able to get the kind of education I got in 1.5 years reviewing all these submissions. I probably know more about pitches and pitch decks right now than anybody else out there. I certainly have reviewed more pitch decks than almost anybody else in my industry. I can guarantee you that. And so in the opportunities that we have here, I see an opportunity to provide everybody the appropriate framework to be able to get a decent result. And now you may not get funded, but if you don't get funded, it's because either your idea is bad, or the potential execution is bad, or you've got the wrong team, or you weren't compelling enough in the case that you offered, or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why you wouldn't get funded. But one thing for sure, if you submit the kind of pitch decks that you've been submitting to me, you are not going to get funded, most of you. So out of the 10,000 or so initial submissions and responses, only about 200 of them have been worth reading. And out of the 200, I've structured arrangements with 20 of them. We've continued to interact, and we're working on opportunities, whether it's an equity position or a revenue share opportunity or things like that. I've been working on those kind of opportunities. And I value and cherish every opportunity that I create with my partners, and it's important to me that we're all successful. And I appreciate the opportunity to join you all on your journey, and I've been humbled by the opportunity. I really do appreciate it. So there's been a ridiculously small ratio of properly formatted ideas. And it's not that you guys that didn't have the right information don't know what those things are. You just may not know to put them in your pitch. And so I began to realize that having a book and having other supporting materials dealing with the perfect pitch deck is going to be the only way that this is going to end up coming together for everybody. And so I figured I would put it out there. I've started it. I think I'm on chapter 4 or 5 out of 15. So we got about a third of the book done. Sophia Ellis from Quora has been kind enough to offer the opportunity to edit for me. She's doing a fantastic job. It's great working with her. And I look forward to the opportunity to continue the partnership that we have in order to be able to get this thing done. I would not be able to get it done on my own. It's just I don't have the time. I've done 4 books already. I did the Business Week Guide to Multimedia Presentations with Rob Lindstrom in the early days. I wrote about a third of that book. I was originally the tech editor, but I ended up, he had rough outlines for things and had no content. And I was like, look, I know more about this stuff than you do. Let me write it. And so it was a huge success. Business Week was behind that effort. It was, I think it's out of print now, but Then I did the Digital MBA guide that was a McGraw-Hill property, I believe. I did the World Wide Web Complete Guide and was a tech editor on both of those. And there's one more. I forget what the other one is, but I'll have to look it up. It's on my resume. But so I've done these. I've edited other people's work. I've written chapters and major portions of books. And I know how difficult it is. It takes a lot of time. And it's time that I don't really have because I can put that time into other deals and in helping you people get successful and me get successful, in the process. So, but by taking the time to do the book and working with somebody like Sophia, it gives me an opportunity to let her do what she's great at and let me continue doing what I'm great at, and then gives us an opportunity to get that out there so we can all help you guys get to where you all need to be. So that's what we're working on. We should see more of that here just ahead of the Christmas holiday season. And but yeah, if you've got some thoughts or ideas, also we have a Patreon channel that I've at patreon.com/Gordon Miller. We've been having just to change the whole format. We have a $5 sign up a month. We're doing sessions online. Last time we did a session last month, we took two people through their pitch decks and told them what was wrong with it. Both of them were folks that had submitted before. I'm going to send a general request out to people who had submitted before. We're going to work on an opportunity for people to get their pitch decks back in front of the group if they want to. And, I wasn't able to really give everybody valuable, extensive feedback. But if we can get a whole bunch of people into the Patreon channel and begin to dissect some of these pitch decks that need a lot of work, then we'll be able to get some good feedback, and it should go pretty smoothly from there. So anyway, I wanted to say thanks a lot to everybody. I know I've been off YouTube for a while. I'm going to make several videos today, and I just catching back up. I miss you guys. I miss being on on the channel, and I should have a whole bunch of stuff here coming up here soon. All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Ciao.